Oh no, here I go again. Or, I can't believe I did it again. Well, welcome to life hack number 3. We don't do any real fancy intro. This is simply life hacks is where we take one of the lessons from the Finding Traction curriculum. Today's lesson is number 3, and that's the one that we are going to give you a snapshot of and really give you one of a point from that lesson. Again, that's found, the Finding Traction curriculum is found on the website bandofbrothers.care. And this whole idea of, oh no, here I go again, is all about cycles in our life. And anybody who has even the smallest amount of self-awareness realizes that, our actions after a while, especially when it comes to things like viewing porn, they take on a predictable cycle. And, that whole idea of a cycle was coined, the term addiction cycle was coined by addiction specialists, which is no big surprise, I guess you would say. And another way to put it in more common vernacular is the definition of insanity. It's doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. Oh no, I can't believe I'm at it again. I can't believe I'm doing this again. Why am I back in exactly the same place? Once again, most of us, when we look at our actions around porn, we realize, there is a pattern that plays itself out in my life. And I just have to, first of all, become aware of what that is. Let me switch to a bit of a different word picture. In a past life, I used to be a math teacher, high school math teacher. And one of the things I used to teach was algebra. And in algebra, you have, first of all, you have all of these various inputs you can use. There could be any different number. They're called variables. And then you apply them into this set of instructions of letters and numbers. And that is called an equation. And based on the inputs, applying it to the set of instructions or the equation, you get a predictable output. At least that's dummy math, or the way I try to teach it. Now, here's the idea. Most people, they don't really understand what the equations are in their life and why they keep getting the same output. Well, the answer is probably because you're using the same inputs. Now, in Finding Traction, in the third lesson, we look at this whole idea of the cycle that we invariably find ourselves in. And how do we interrupt that acting out pattern? Let me give you one snapshot or one idea that I teach in lesson number 3. And it's this whole idea of resolutions. Now, most of us think that resolutions are a good thing. But when it comes to the acting out cycle, they're not a good thing. They're not our friend. Many people who are coming off of a binge and in a cringe-worthy state, they fall back on a resolution. That was the last time. I'll never do it again. I am so done with that. Until the next time, of course. So what's going on? Well, here's the point. The resolutions are actually fooling them that they're actually doing something different. Because they make a resolution, it fools their brain into thinking they've actually done something differently. All they've done is set themselves up for another failure. It's like those, you may have heard of that university study where they took 2 groups of people and they told, one group of people, I want you to tell people that you're going to do something. And they didn't say that to the other person. They found out the group of people who told others that they were going to do something actually did it less often than those who didn't say anything. Resolutions are not your friend. That's just one point that we make as we walk through the addiction cycle in lesson number 3. So if you're tired of continually doing the same thing over and over and again, and you want some insight into what is really going on in the acting out patterns of your life, I really encourage you to check out the Finding Traction podcast. I encourage you to go and check out the curriculum. You can find that on bandofbrothers.care. You can also just watch a free lesson number 1. It's on YouTube under my name, Vern Tomke. And it's also, again, on the website under the Finding Traction curriculum. So let me say it's great to have you on board. Excuse me. And I want to say till next time, I'm really hoping that you can break the cycle and that you find a way to actually, in the middle of a cycle, begin to intervene and end up with a brand new outcome, something completely different, using a brand new equation for your life. So till next time, here's to finding traction. God bless.